prepared, okay? First thing you should do is text the lead rep that you're on your way to his appointment. We gotta get better at that. Let the lead rep know that you're in the game, okay? Second thing you need to do is make sure that you have the proposal built, or you know what you're doing when you get in there, or you're gonna look like me up here, trying to connect shit and figure shit out in the middle of the customer's house because you're just not prepared when you walked in. So make sure you have your proposal built. If you're doing solar, have a light reach proposal built. If you're doing a battery, have the battery proposal built. Have them both built before you walk into the home. That way, if you need to go transition, it's already all there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Makes it a lot easier. Hold on, I gotta find Q here real fast. Boom. Boom. Okay. When I'm in the home, this is my presentation. I'm gonna go through what I go through, and then I'm gonna let Corey and Alex come up and fill in the gaps, because these guys are the ones out there closing them every day. Okay? Corey, have you ever used this before? Not yet?
You can't even see this, man.
Okay.
You ain't got no glasses, bro.
It's okay.
You ain't got glasses, so you can't see.
But you've used it.
Yes, I kind of use it for like my own like frame of reference. Like I don't show the customer these slides whatsoever,
But it's for you.
but it's for me. Like
For
I'll have
me.
it up on my phone, you know what I mean? And if I like catch myself,
I know
like,
Q's been using it, and he's like, it's great.
dude, it's honestly phenomenal because it just kind of gives you. It's almost like when you first started closing, right? You have the 1, 2, 3, you, me,
Yeah,
both,
yeah, yeah.
and then you do the graph. It's exactly like that, but like tailored specific to the product battery.
Yep.
So it just makes it just as easy.
Okay, so this is what you're gonna wanna write down in your notes, okay? For lead reps too, okay? I want you guys to pretend to be the customer. If you're a lead rep, I want you to pretend to be the customer as this was a consultation for you, and I want you to take notes. You're not gonna sign up today. You're gonna take your notes, you're gonna do your research. The reason why I want you to get in that state of mind is because it's gonna help you understand it better and explain it on the door more as a lead rep, okay? So, when I'm sitting down in the customer's house, the first thing that I'm trying to find out is what they already know, okay? You have to sell the battery based off of value, not savings. So as a lead rep, what does that mean? You're not gonna sell the customer on the door about savings. That pitch that we just went through, that Adonis just said, did Adonis say, hey, my guy's gonna stop by, he's gonna be able to save you guys 50%? Nope. Did he say that one time? Because it's not based off of savings. This is not a money-saving product. This is a, you don't have a complete system, this is the only way to solve it product. Does that make sense? So as a closer, I'm trying to figure out what they already know, okay? So I'm gonna talk to them and say, hey, how long have you guys, here's the questions I would write down. How long have you guys had your system? Who installed your system? Are they still in business? Did they offer you a battery? Are you guys happy with your system? Are you guys getting an APS bill? I'm just trying to find out what they know. I'm just trying to gather information in the beginning of the sell, right? Before I even do this, I'm actually gonna do something else for 5 minutes, and that's just be me, right? Like, I'm just gonna talk to them, like, oh, where are you guys from? Where you guys grow up? Oh, this really cool thing. Wow, that RADIX sign, that's sick. My brother used to do that. Like, did you guys make that or do it yourself? Did you do that? Right? And I'm just gonna like talk to them a little bit, like get a little friendly, try to make a friend, be less threatening, and then I'm gonna get into this. Okay, once they have told me kind of what they know and I understand where to take the sell now, right? Because if they're getting $300, $400 APS bills, they need a true up, right? But if they're getting $50, $100 APS bills, then that tells me we probably just need a battery. Right, so immediately in the beginning of the sell, I know where I'm gonna take this thing. The second thing I'm gonna bring up is the APS, the buyback rate. We're gonna talk about that right away, right? Make sure they understand what the rate's at, make sure they understand how they're selling their power back, explaining that to them, like, are you guys aware of all that, right? Next thing I'm gonna bring up is their APS app. This is a really important part of the sell, because this lets you know if the battery is going to benefit the customer. So in there, I'm going to say, hey, if you guys can, on your APS app, if you pull it up, it's going to show a grid of how much power you guys are giving to the grid. So I want to see if you guys are producing 100% of your own electricity. So I always pull up a month like August, because they produce so much power. And then I just show them, right? You just show them the graph, and you're like, look guys, you guys produced 2,000 kilowatt hours in August, and you guys only used 1,700 kilowatt hours. But you got a $95 bill. How does that make sense? What, you have the graph?
I sent you an example, the best example to get from the customer.
Let's see this example from Alex. Side quest here. Okay. Here's Alex's example, right? So he's showing you like this. Look, hey, between September 27th and, is this just one day?
No,
No,
it's a
it's a
year.
year.
It's a whole year.
Okay. Sorry, I was like, dog, this is terrible.
What are you doing? No.
Don't show this. Okay, so from last year to now, okay? I forget what these, oh, here it is. Total energy generated. So they generated 25,000 kilowatt hours to the grid. Right, that's just total power that they generated, right? Total energy they sold to APS. This means excess power. So they sold 13,000 kilowatts to APS because in the middle of the day, they had extra power they sold to the grid, right? They used 17,898 kilowatt hours pulling from the grid at nighttime, okay? What are you gonna say here, Alex?
That's gonna be a true-up system.
Yep.
Every day, 9 times out of 10.
Yep, that's what I was about to say. Most of the time what you're seeing is, and I like to do it on a monthly basis, I'll be honest with you guys.
They disagree.
Huh?
I said, I feel like me and Dante disagree. I would do a battery for that system
You're
because it is
fucking-
right around 4,000 kilowatts or less.
Yeah, no, I think a battery still works. The point that I'm trying to make though is this. If I'm with a customer, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna pull up August, and I'm gonna say, look guys, you produced 2,000 kilowatts in August. You guys only used 1,600. That means your system's producing all your power. Why did you guys get a bill? Like, why did you guys get a bill? Like, it's right here. Like, if you produce 100% of your electricity, why did you still get a bill? I'm not gonna show them December, February, and all those other months. I'm just gonna show them the month I know I'm gonna get these numbers. Because I'm not gonna get into the weeds. I'm just gonna keep this real basic for the customer. Does that make sense? So the customer's gonna, what is the customer gonna say, Corey? When he says, well, like, you got a bill because how they're manipulating the credits.
Yeah, cool. A lot of times the customers are mad, you know.
You're like trying to piss them
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, you're upset, you know. That's kind of like the biggest pain point I use, like, for all of my closes. Because a lot of times you'll see that customers are actually overproducing but still getting a bill.
Right.
You know, and if you can, you know, bring up that pain point and make them realize, like, hey, not only are you producing all of your, you know, all of your own power, but you're producing power for your neighbors too, that APS is selling them, and then they're giving you a bill at the end of the month.
Yep.
So if you can build that pain.
So you're just building pain, right? You're like, look, you produced 100% of the power, but APS manipulated it because you're buying power from them at nighttime, so they're gonna charge you max price, and for your credits, they're only gonna give you 6 cents. Dude, APS is so happy because they're buying this power from you for 6 cents, and they're turning around and selling it to the neighbor for 20. Like, they're stoked you went solar, right? But are you guys happy with that? And this leads me to the next thing. I actually skipped this one, I go right here. So is there a reason why you guys got half the system? And that's what leads me to that when they're kind of frustrated. And then we talk about like when they originally got sold and how they were supposed to get a battery. And that's just like, if I were to sell you solar today, by law, I have to give you a battery. I wouldn't even be able to not give you one. So the fact that you guys didn't get one is crazy, right? But that's why we're in business. Empower, we're here to help people solve the problem because you guys made a 25-year investment. How many years are we in? 3? Like, let's make sure we fix it so the next 22 years, you guys aren't dealing with something that you didn't want. right? That's why we're here. We're here to help you guys fix the problem. And the other thing I'm gonna bring up is, are you guys okay with selling your power at half off? Like, are you guys cool with selling it at 6 cents? Like, is APS like washing the dishes, or are they like putting away the kids? Like, what are they doing to deserve that? Paul's gonna crack up. You almost sell Paul right now. But it's true though, right? Like, what is APS getting at? Like, they're literally just the ones that are winning, right? So you're building up that pain. One thing that Dante has told me, he sold a lot of deals, batteries, is he says after you kind of make the customer feel pretty shitty, like their situation sucks, he kind of pulls back a little bit and he goes, hey, but I do want you guys to know that you did do a good decision going solar. Like, honestly, if we were to go calculate how much your bill would be without solar at all, it would be way more than you're paying now. So I don't want you guys to think that you made a bad decision, right? You guys made a great decision going solar. It's just not okay that you only got half the system. You only have production, you don't have storage. You know, but it's like, I don't want you guys to think that you made a wrong choice. Like, you're gonna love your solar system. It's gonna be awesome for the next 25 years. We just wanna get it working correctly. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then usually right here, I don't know about you, Corey or Alex, I sold one of these in California. I just bring up right here. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. This isn't a money-saving product. Like, the battery isn't something that's gonna cut your bill in half, right? The reason why we're going over it with you guys today, because you guys need one, right? The problem with you guys selling your power to APS in the day, purchasing it back at night, right? And then the problem with them, you know, getting your power for 50% off and you guys not having a complete system, like, obviously if you guys were to move forward, you guys would move forward with the battery, you know, if you have the choice than without. And you kind of get them to agree, like, yeah, like, obviously I would want to have the battery. And I'm telling them, like, this is an add-on product, right? And this is when I talk about the big, beautiful bill. I'm going to say, hey, the big, beautiful bill has passed. Okay, what that was is, you know, you guys are awesome because you guys got a solar tax credit when you guys got your solar and all this, and that's awesome. But the problem with, and maybe they didn't get the solar tax credit. Maybe that's pain you can bring up too. Like, oh yeah, those guys promised me one, and I'm on Social Security, and I never got one, right? Because it's all about, the last company was misleading, we're not going to be. We're going to be straightforward, tell them the truth, and get them what they actually need. We're not going to sit here and tell them it's going to save money either. It's a product that it's going to cost them to have the battery. You know, it's an add-on. I go over APS. I say the reason why this matters is because they're eliminating the solar tax credit. Okay, they already have. Why this matters to you is buyback credits are going to continue to go down, right? More grid outages and extreme heat. These brownouts, these outages are going to increase and keep happening more often because APS isn't getting more people with more power. Solar farms don't back up your home. Less value for exports, high exposure at night. Those nighttime prices that you guys are purchasing right now are just going to continue to get higher, especially in the summertime, right? Especially if APS knows that you can't run and get solar because there's no tax credit anymore. What do you think APS is going to do to the rates? They're going to keep going up, right? It's just going to keep getting worse, right? Resilience matters more than ever. Why did you guys get solar? Was it to to save a little money, or is it to completely get away from APS and have your own power plant and not have to rely on the grid at all, right? Like, that's why you went solar, right? So for us, and this is when I'm going to start talking about the benefits of the battery. Okay, because I created all the pain. The pain is there. I might ask a question like this, or actually I'll ask it after this. So I'm gonna say the benefit of the battery, guys, is this. One, it's gonna store all your power in the middle of the day that you're exporting to the grid right now. So instead of it going to APS, it's going to go in your battery instead. So then at nighttime, you're pulling from your battery to power your home, you're not pulling from APS. So those APS bills, those are going to be eliminated, right? You're not going to have any more APS bills because, like we showed you guys in August, you're producing enough of your power. They're just manipulating your credits. So if you had a battery in August and you used 1,600 kilowatts and you produced 2,000, you wouldn't have no bill that month. Does that make sense? You've got to make sure it makes sense with them, right? And they're like, yeah, that makes sense. Time shifting. Use stored energy when the grid prices or stress are at its highest. You know, the ability, you still can sell your power to APS, but it's on your choice now. When you sell your power, that's totally up to you. They can't just take your power whenever they want anymore, right? Reliable backup. You know, I don't know if you guys have any elderly in the house. Oh, that's so sweet. I'm 75. Oh, I didn't even notice. Love that one. I'm just kidding, I totally just kidding. But the big thing with this, guys, is it's not just going to fix your problem with APS, it's also gonna give you a complete system, and you're never gonna lose power at nighttime, and you're gonna have a full backup home system for your home, where if you have a CPAP machine, if you're on oxygen, if anybody's in the home that works from home. Have you ever been on a freaking meeting and you're in the middle of work and then boom, your power's out? Your boss doesn't care, right? Like more and more people work from home, more and more, they rely on their electricity being on. They rely on their internet. You know, so this is a huge selling factor. And then you guys have a Tesla app. So the battery that we're looking at giving you guys is the Tesla battery. And then I'm gonna go and just hype up this battery. I already went over how it solves all the problems, right? So I'm gonna get here, I'm gonna say real quick, do you guys understand what the battery is gonna do for you guys? Do you say that? Do you make sure they understand?
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
I make sure they understand.
Like, how do you guys
know
bring
what I
that
mean? Like, essentially, like, once I go over, like, all, like, the benefits of the battery, everything like that, like, you know what I mean, essentially, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, obviously, I let them know about warranties, you know what I mean, because, you mean, at that point, once I go over, like, all the benefits, I moved into starting to talking about placement. I'm like, yes, some customers want them placed in there.
Yep,
You
I'm gonna
mean
get
in the
right
garage?
into that. So, you build up the benefits, okay? I just like to make sure they understand, because I've been doing this a long time, right? I assume too much as a closer, as a salesman, and they don't understand, right? So I'm gonna say, hey, before I explain the battery stuff, did that make sense to you guys? And it's like, I don't quite understand the at nighttime thing, how does it work? I'm going back, and I'm re-explaining again, because I did not build value. If they don't understand it, there's no value. But if they're like, yeah, that totally makes sense, Dylan, I'm actually kind of pissed off we didn't get one at the beginning. Boom! That's exactly what I want to hear. Okay, let me tell you guys what the Tesla's going to do. One, it's the best battery on the market. I'm sure you guys know who Elon Musk is. Pretty soon this thing will be able to take you to Mars, okay? But right now, it's just going to do your whole home backup. Okay, this is what it's going to do. It's durable in the heat, so you guys don't have to worry about it being outside. They can put it in multiple spots. It has a 10-year warranty. It's expandable, so if you guys build a pool in the backyard or a huge garage, you use more power, get more batteries. And the main important thing is it will connect to your current solar system. This is something that Dante's been using, right? Because other customers will be like, well, what about other batteries on the market? Right? And you're like, well, here's the thing about the Tesla. It's one of the only batteries that will actually connect to an existing solar system. All those other batteries, you can get them if you got it when you first got solar. But here's the problem. This isn't just like getting solar, right? And I might talk about price right here and say, look, the issue is if you guys would have got the battery when you first got solar, it would have been way cheaper. So the fact that the guy told you that it was expensive is totally wrong. They were already there to install your solar system. They were already running the conduct. They were already doing all this stuff. They could have just plugged in the battery. It was way less expensive. Now, we have to come out to the house. We have to disconnect the entire system. We have to add a transmission switch. We have to add a load controller. We have to add a shutoff valve. We have to retrofit it to your current system. And we have to make sure that everything works conjunctly together. And that's a lot more work than it was to just put it in the first place. The only reason I'm explaining that to you guys is because I want to make sure you understand what the price is and why it's at where it's at. So you understand it's not just coming in and slapping a battery on the side of your house. Like, we want to do it the right way. We want to make sure we do it professionally so you guys don't have any issues with your battery. Does that make sense? Are you guys customers? Are you guys taking notes? I want to make sure you understand. So any questions about the Tesla battery?
Does the Enphase 10C not do that?
Do what?
going to the.
No.
It doesn't have an inverter built into it, that's for sure.
Mm-mm. So as a closer, you're gonna pay another adder for that battery because it doesn't have an inverter built in, and it's a less quality product for the customer. You could sell it, but for me, as a closer, I only have one option, and that's what I'm selling, and it's yes. If I go in there with, oh, I give you a loan, I give you a PPA, and I can give you this, you're gonna get confused, and the customer's gonna be like, I want to think about it. You give them too many options, the customer's going, I don't want to think about it. If you go in there convinced, this is the only option, and here's why. Reason. There's no way I'm not gonna get that deal. You know what I'm saying? But yes, you can use the Tensi. Yes, you can. Just go in there and lead with that and change all these pictures, because it ain't gonna work. Okay. Any questions about the battery? Are we good? Do you have questions? How it works? Okay. Here's the biggest question we get. Where should it go? Right, this is the biggest question that we get is where do you want to put the battery? So I'm talking to the customer. So I'm like, hey, it's about this big, it stands on the ground, it's like this big, okay? It's not very thick, it's very low profile. If you put it outside, they usually will put a little cement thing down and they will install it on the ground and attach it to the wall, okay? If you guys have a garage, we can put it in the garage. Some people like to put it in the backyard because they don't trust their neighbors. For you guys, where would you guys want the battery to go? Put your head down. Don't look at it. Right? This is a part of the cell that you're trying to advance the cell. Okay, so a lot of this is body language. Okay, so when I'm asking the customer, so where are you guys wanting to put the battery? In the backyard, or you guys want to put it on the side? You might fucking sit there for like 30 seconds in silence. And then they go, well, it's probably like, we would probably put it next to the other equipment. Perfect, that's what I was thinking. And then all that does is they just told me where to put the battery. That just told me they want the battery, right? And now I'm stoked. What happens when I'm sitting like this and they go, whoa, hold on. Before we talk about where we're gonna put this thing, well, how much is it? Blah. Right? If they kick back like that, right? Super easy one-liner I'm gonna say. Well, actually, the price determines where you put it. So, in the back or on the side? Freaking money. You're like, oh shit, that makes sense. Well, where's the cheapest place? Right? Usually you want to put it right next to the equipment. That's where it's gonna be most cost efficient, right, for you guys. Does that make sense? Is that where you guys want it? Cool. Awesome. Here's the cool thing with us. Like I said, guys, if you would have got the battery before, this is when I'm going to bring up price. This is the most important part. So everybody's scared of is price. Here's the thing. This is how I'm going to walk through the customer with the price. I'm going to say, here, hold my hand. I'm just kidding. The tax credit went away. Okay, so this battery used to be 30% off. Okay, it's not anymore because the tax credit was eliminated. It was also half off if you would have got it installed when you got your solar system. I'm not trying to bring up the bad news. I just want you guys to know that I'm going to be always straightforward with you guys. Okay? Here's the good news. Our company has partnered with a company called HDM. Okay, what they do is they're going to own the battery for 6 years until you pay it off, and then you own the battery. The only reason that they want to own the battery at first is because they have pre-purchased equipment with the tax credit already on there. Okay? So they already have the tax credit on this equipment. So what they're gonna do is, since they're getting a piece of that tax credit, what they've done is they partnered with us so we can give back $3,000 to all the customers that get the battery. So for you guys getting a battery with us, we're the only ones in the state of Arizona that are partnered with HDM and that have the license to actually give this credit out. And we wanna make sure you guys get $3,000 when you guys get the battery, okay? Honestly, we feel terrible that you guys even have to go through this because you should have just had one in the beginning. But we're gonna do whatever we can to make sure it's as affordable as possible and to try to help you guys as much with the cost. Does that make sense? Like I said, guys, this isn't gonna be a money-saving product. I'm showing you the value of the battery, and then I'm gonna show you what it costs, and I'm gonna see if you guys can afford that. Does that make sense? Cool. So, the nice thing with the $3,000 is we also partnered with Credit Union. That's the bank that would finance the battery, okay? The reason why that matters is because they also feel for you guys. Since you guys didn't get one in the beginning, what they're gonna do to help you guys out is they're gonna give you no payments for 6 months. So you guys won't even have a payment on the battery at all for 6 months, and we're gonna give you guys $3,000 back for the battery. That's the best and most creative thing that we can do to help the customer since the tax credit's gone. This is what we're doing to help everybody out here. Does that make sense? Any questions? Is that good? Do you say something different? Spot on, pretty much?
Yeah.
What do you say?
I mean, I kind of, emphasize like we're the only company that has like the credit. I also say that, we're only offering it from now to the end of the year. That's just to kind of build urgency. And yeah, kind of and then reiterate like too, because we have this special partnership with HDM, I kind of explain it like they bought up all this solar equipment, and so not only do you guys get this tax credit, you also get, the most competitive pricing. So.
Yep, so they bought it in bulk, right? So you get the most competitive pricing. Love that touch. Okay, so I'm about to show you guys the price of the battery. I'd just like to touch on the company real quick. These are our reviews. We are right here in Arizona. We have a warehouse. We're locally owned. We have over 5,000 plus installations. We're A+ on the BBB. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews. We have a 98% customer satisfaction rate. Okay? The reason why we have such good reviews and we're crushing it is because we're helping people actually fix their problems instead of creating them. We're not the guys going out there selling systems without a battery. Does that make sense? So that's why people really love working with us. And then I'm gonna jump over to the iPad and I'm gonna show them the price. I'm gonna say, so the price of the battery comes out to $25,000, okay? And the payment comes out to $221 a month, is that right?
222.
200 and what?
It's 221 and 87 cents, but it's 222.
222, okay? So it's $222 a month. So I'm gonna pause right here, okay? I'm gonna say, are you guys able to afford that? Like, is that comfortable for you guys to be able to afford it? And I don't even let them answer, honestly. I just want them to think about it because it's kind of embarrassing if you can't say you can afford something. So they're gonna be like, well, yeah, I can afford that. And here's another thing. Maybe this comes up. Well, that's super expensive. That $25,000, that's way more than I thought this battery would be. Or I could get the same battery online for 16 grand. Why wouldn't I just get it online? Okay, hey, that's a great question. I kind of went over this earlier, right? The price that you guys are seeing online is just the price for a battery. That's it. Doesn't include shipping, doesn't include handling, doesn't include your permits, okay? I like to show you guys the reason why the price is what it is we're gonna do a professional system design. Okay, and we have to retrofit to your current system, right? I'm gonna re-explain all that. All permits and inspections have to be done. We have to go reorder the permits, you have to reorder the inspection. We have to disconnect your solar system. We have to get the city back out here to reconnect your solar system, to get you PTO, to turn your solar system back on. Okay, let me guess, that was a nightmare process for you guys, huh? Yeah, it took like a year to get my thing on. Exactly, we pay professionals so it doesn't take a long time and it gets on immediately. This is why it's important to make sure you have a professional come out and do your installation, right? We're gonna have comprehensive warranty coverage, expert installation and setup, emergency disconnect systems, a load controller, a sub panel, automatic transfer switch, full service and support, peace of mind guaranteed. So the price that you're seeing with us is with all of this included, you're seeing just the price of the battery. Does that make sense? Right, and that's gonna help a lot because that is actually what is going on and that is 100% the truth, right? It's like you can look up the cost of wood. It doesn't mean that that's how much it costs to build your house. What the hell are you talking about? We'd just be flipping homes. We wouldn't be doing this. Right?
Be real estate all day.
I was like, look at this guy. You want to be a winner? I'm just kidding. No, I wouldn't say that. Now I'm going to do the option close. Okay, so I'm going to go back up here. And I'm going to say, so this is what a lot of customers do. Do you guys want the $3,000 after install comes to you as a check straight from the company? It's your money, do whatever you want with it. It can help you with your payments, whatever. Or a lot of customers that we've been dealing with just like to put that towards the cost of the system and they get their battery price down to $21,500 and their payment drops to $195 a month. What would be better for you guys? What would be easier to afford for you guys? Because obviously you guys want the battery, see the benefit in it. So now it's just making sure we can get you qualified and then what you guys wanna do with the money. So what's the best thing that you guys wanna do with it?
Cash.
This is called an option close, okay? What, both options mean what?
Yes.
Yes, right? If they say, Dylan, go ahead and put it towards the system, I'd rather just have a lower payment. Perfect, no problem. Dylan, I wanna get that money, perfect, no problem. Okay? And I'm gonna remind them, also, you're not gonna have any payments for 6 months. Okay, so I wanna make sure you guys remember that, because again, we want you to get the battery, see the benefit, let the bills go away before you ever start paying for it. Okay? On terms of qualifying, we usually wanna keep it in the same name that the solar's in, and in the same name that's attached to the house. You know, do you know whose name it's usually under when you get you guys qualified? How to spell your first name? John, John, or Jon? And then I'm just gonna go into it and start closing. Okay? What are you laughing about?
No, I was thinking about Bob with 1 O or 2.
Yep,
Okay.
2 O's? Oh, but, booby. Okay,
It's
so
European.
customers, all right, if you guys were taking notes, right? Let's talk about it, all right? Why do you guys want a battery? You're calling your grandma right now, or you're calling your daughter right now in freaking New York. Hey, these guys are in my house right now, and they're trying to sell me a battery. I don't know if I should do it. What are you gonna tell her? She'll go, okay, grandma, well, what's going on? What does the battery do for you? You.
The battery is going from the beginning.
Nope, just, you're on the phone with your daughter, and you're trying to make sure that this is a good investment.
The battery is going to harness your power that you're paying back to APS so that you
5-year-old, I'm lost.
Fuck.
I'm a 5-year-old, and what you're saying, I'm like, Joe, you're on the phone. What are you gonna tell them? Hey, I'm about to buy a battery, and this is why.
Hey, I'm about to buy a battery because the power company's starting to not buy my power for as much, and my system's not complete. I want to have a complete system.
Okay, so you didn't get a complete system, Grandma? What the fuck?
Yeah, I guess, when I came by, the guys only sold me the solar panel, not the batteries. Apparently you need both of them. So I'm
Well,
gonna
yeah,
go
I have
ahead
a
and
battery on my system. I live in
Well,
California.
you little dipshit, you didn't tell me anything. I'm just kidding.
Grandma, I thought, so what happens if you don't get it?
Well, if I don't get it, I guess I'm gonna start getting bigger bills from APS, the power company out here. I don't want that.
Okay. Pass. Good. Steven. So what are you buying?
I'm getting a battery for my solar system.
Is he in the house right now?
Yeah, it's right next to me.
Oh. So, I mean, why? Why do you need one? I'm really trying to make sure you guys get it, okay? This is fun.
Because our solar system is producing power, but the utility company is keeping all the benefit. So the
Okay.
battery is gonna give me control over my energy, grandson.
Okay. Do you purchase power at night like I do, or?
Well, the sun's not up during nighttime, Dylan. So you gotta get it from somewhere.
And the battery is gonna help you solve that problem?
Damn straight.
Alright, you guys get it?
Yes, sir.
Okay, 2 clap. Okay, that completes the training. There's a couple things I wanna tell you guys at the end, and we're gonna do all the shit and soft skill stuff, watch the game. First, I wanna say, everybody that I went out to California that went and grind their ass off, I love you guys. Good job, okay? You're learning, okay? I told the story of my first month in sales, I zeroed, okay? I didn't make any sales. Don't beat yourself up. You're trying to learn something that takes, a little bit of time to get down. Some people get it down really fast and quick. Have you been on the doors yet?
No. This
Dude,
is
you're gonna get it down quick. He was pitching me over there, and I was like, damn, I want a battery. Like, let me get one. It's just because it's just understanding it, taking it seriously, helping people, okay? The things I wanna leave you guys is with this. The same way that we lead people at RADIX is the same way you should lead your customers, okay? You wanna work for a company that the boss or the CEO actually cares about their employees, right? You want them to be incentivized, right? You want them to work for somebody that, hey, this guy actually wants to see me grow. He actually wants to see me get better. He actually wants to see me live a life of purpose and not necessity. That's the person that I work for, and I will only work for people like that. Your customers want the same thing. Your customers want the same thing. They just want to talk to somebody that's actually going to help them. That's actually going to explain it to them and be honest with them and truthful with them. And it's going to help them solve their problem. Not somebody that's there just to make $500 up front and they don't give a fuck. And they can sense that. And if you can be out there and you can go create value, money will follow value. Okay? Dave Force told me that when I was 17 years old, and I did not understand what he was saying. I was like, dude, don't get it. But he's right? If you can go create value for the customer, they will buy the product. If you can go create value for the company, they will pay you money. If you can go create value for others, they will follow you. Okay? Everything is about creating value. So figure out, how can I go create more value for myself? How can I create more value for my pitch? How can I create more value for my customers? Well, the number one thing is training, getting better, making sure you know what you're saying and you can explain it to a 5-year-old. Anybody have any nieces or nephews? Go pitch them a battery, right? If they don't understand, do it again and again and again. That 5-year-old's gonna be walking out like knowing it, then you are rock solid. Because some of these people are so fucking stupid that they don't understand what you're saying to them. And you just have to dumb it down. That's 90% of it, okay? Chad, you got anything to say?
I think that was great training. I'm gonna send this video out to everybody. I highly recommend watching it at least twice, if not 5 times. The quicker you can drill this stuff into your brain and just internalize it and be able to, let it flow smoothly, not have to think about it, but just, let it flow, the more money you're gonna be able to make. And you're gonna have a funner time doing it because you're not sitting there all stressed out because, you're like, oh, fuck, I should have said this, I should have said that, You're gonna know it inside and out, It's like your favorite song. You know the words because you listened to it 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Listen to this shit while you're driving around, while you're at the gym, whatever, while you're getting ready in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
It will pay you leaps and bounds.
Check this
dividends.
out. Chad, hit me with your TV pitch real quick.
Hey,
He
sir.
hasn't done this in years.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
What's up, man?
Hey, my name's Chad. Just stopping by real quick. All the neighbors out here were complaining about their bill going way up. We found out that the reason why was they had outdated equipment and they had an older box and all their promotions had expired. So if you got the 722 or the 822 box, we can actually get you on a new promotion and cut your bill in half.
I have no idea what box that you're talking about.
Oh, yeah, it's right here. Let me show you.
Okay, am I breaking Oh, baby!
That's a sale.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. What Chad was just saying is something that I taught him how to say 7 years ago. Right? Guys are like, how do I get in the house? I'm like, well, just say they have an old box, and if they get upgraded to the new one, their price can get cut in half. That's how you get in. He still knows it. He still knows it word to word. 722, 625. That's exactly what we said. Right? Because he practiced it 1,000 times. That's why he knows it. He just pull it out whenever he wants. That's the same thing with the solar. I'm going to come up to you 5 years later from now, whether you're here or not. You'll be walking to the grocery store and be like, hey! Like, hit him with the pitch. And if you can't say it, then you didn't ever even try it. Right? You have to at least try it. Give yourself a shot. I love that, Chad.